I'll tell you one thing, Peter, when I did the last run with Def Leppard in 2018, I played a couple stadiums and arenas. We were out with Def Leppard and Journey, and I did 3 shows filling in for Phil Collin, and it was that. But 5 days after I got off the plane, I was back playing at the Jersey Shore, playing a bar for 20 people on a Monday night. You know why? Because I'm a musician, and that's what I do, And so,
what was that like, filling in for them? Was that like flying by the seat of your pants to learn the set list in, like that?
Well, at that point, it's no secret. I was Def Leppard's backup guitar player for the last 10, 15 years now, and waiting in the wings, and always, I was always on retainer during tours and, being ready. But when I got the call to fill in for Phil Collin, because, I had been Vivian Campbell's fill-in, and so when this family emergency came up, I had to completely go, I got to learn. I knew all the songs already, backwards and forwards. So that was a good thing, and I just had to go, all right, I got to change this guitar part, the beginning of Bringing on the Heartbreak. Instead of doing the lower harmony, I had to play the higher harmony. So, and that was a 24-hour learning process for me to be able to do that. But luckily, I knew their stuff so well, and I guess maybe because I'm such a good musician and know how to prepare, I basically worked for 20, I think I slept maybe 4 hours in that 24 hours, and I worked and just went over everything and got it and kept going over and over up until I went on stage in Hershey, Pennsylvania. I was in the dressing room playing through the songs, and I remember Joe grabbing me, "Hey Steve, come on, it's time to go on stage now." And literally from the tuning room right to the stage that first night, and you could see the video, I basically played a flawless show. And that's what I do, for my friends. And I did the same thing with Dennis DeYoung. I filled in for both of his guitar players in various times over,
Absolutely.
From 2015 and 2019. So
yeah. So you had to deliberately just be less Steve Brown and be a bit more the Def Leppard sound in that 24-hour period.
Oh, yeah, the Def Leppard sound and the Def Leppard performance. I knew I wasn't going to be doing Eddie Van Halen's scissor kicks on the Def Leppard thing. That's much more of a, as they say, you got to throw the shapes. And their tour manager at the time, this guy Jimmy Ayers, who's a legend, he was Aerosmith and Whitesnake's tour manager. He goes, "Steve, you throw great shapes." And that's the, the rock star poses with the guitar and, and that's what it's all about. But, anytime I play with different bands, you have to look at what they do on stage and be part of that show. Again, playing with Dennis DeYoung did not lend itself to me doing, scissor kicks off the drum riser, trying to be Eddie Van Halen. As much as I wanted to.